So whenever you're ready, we're going to start sitting comfortably and just rock a little bit side to side or forward and back so you can find that nice vertical spine, and then roll your shoulders around. Good. And with your, I'll be your mirror here, with your right hand, you're going to make an L, and we'll just use the index finger and thumb to close off the nostrils. So let's take a deep breath through both nostrils. Close off the right, breathe out through your left. And then breathe in through the left. Close it off, out through the right. And if you're stuffy, stretch the skin on the bridge of the cheek, in through the right. Close it off, out through the left. In left. Out right. And we're going to do one more round because Robin's joining. Doing a little sinus clearing pranayama. In through the right. Close it off at the top, out left. And then in through your left. Close it off, out right. And if you need to blow your nose, just take a moment, feel even and open, right to left. And perhaps setting your intention for your practice today. I'm choosing to feel grateful for all that we already are and have. Good. And we'll exhale, dip your chin down, get any tension out of the tops of the shoulders, side of your neck. And you can take some half circles or chin to shoulder. Good. We'll come back through the center. Inhale, ears over shoulders. And let's come off of our seat here into table. And if you happen to have a block at home, definitely have one close by. We'll use those later for a triangle. So take your time, spread out all 10 fingers, wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And we're going to do that side to side, wagging your tail, changing through your cat tilt, waking up your core. Looking over the shoulder past the other hip. And then a cat tilt. And let's do that one more time. Really stretching the ribs open. Just letting that head go in your cat tilt. And over to your left. Exhale, good. And we'll inhale back through table. Draw the shoulder blades onto your back, and let's take a couple breaths opening your throat, maybe looking up. And then we'll exhale back into table and right into our half dog. So if you want, cross your ankles. We're going to be moving a little side to side. Reach your hips up and back and feel that space, and both sides of the back lengthen. Good. And then we'll come up a little bit so you can walk your hands over to your right. Let's interlace your fingers. So this is left hand on top of right. Reach that left hip back. Maybe turn your ear down if that feels comfy on your neck. Good. And we'll release, undo your hands over to your left. So you're still trying to reach that right hip back as you pull. Good. And we'll come back into the center. Feeling longer, maybe bringing the chest or chin down. Last 2 breaths in our half dog. Good. And we'll come back into table. Let's get off the knees here. Turning in the legs so they're hip distance. We'll flex that right foot, press through the ball of the foot. Good. And let's go ahead and take the right leg up. Left arm onto your fingertips, or reach that arm all the way forward and just pull your body long. Good. And we'll exhale, release. Second side. Flexing the left foot, pressing through that ball of the foot, reaching through your heel, cupping that right hand. We'll extend the leg up, arm forward. Good. And then we'll lower. Let's go right into downward dog. And just walk through your feet. Really reaching those hips up and back. We're going to walk the feet a little bit closer. Bend your knees and let's move the heels to the right. Push with your hands, stretching under that left side of the waist. And we'll come back through the center. Over to your other side. So bending the knees is going to give you a little bit more leverage to lift those hips up. Push with your hands and twist. Good. And then we'll come back through the center. Let's start to walk your feet up towards your hands, bending the knees as much as you need to. And we're going to take our twist here. So let's grab the opposite elbows, pull down, and then we're just going to twist, hanging from your hips here, peek under that right arm. Trying to lengthen that whole right side. One more breath. Good. Exhale, back through the center, twist towards your left. You're staying heavy in the elbows here. You might feel it into your outer hip. And we'll come back through the center, release the arms, and let's go ahead and stretch that outer hip while we're at it. We're going to bend the right knee. Left leg is straight. Let's reach our left arm up, or you can bring it to your lower back. Head is heavy. Good, and we'll release. Back into Uttanasana, other side. So we'll bend the left knee, getting into that outer right hip, opening the arm or bringing it to your lower back. Let's try to release your neck. Last breath out. Good, and we'll lower. Let's take your time rounding your back up. Good. So feeling nice and long on both sides. We're going to come up to the top. Let's just do one sun salute A, one B to get our tapas flowing here. So we'll start in mountain pose. Press the feet, really lift up out of the top of the head. We'll inhale, stretch both sides of the back. Exhale. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, stepping back, plank or table, lowering in one piece. Inhale, cobra. Good, easy neck. Back up in one piece. Downward dog for 3 breaths. Really feeling symmetrical in your Adho Mukha Svanasana. Long energy down through the heels. And then we'll step up. Good. Inhale, long spine. Exhale. We'll come all the way up. Nice. Right into B. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or hop back. Plank to hover. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale. Right leg steps up. Take your time, plant those feet, lift off both hips. Exhale back through your vinyasa. Left leg. Good, lifting off both sides. And then 3 breaths or half dog. And continue to feel that space from the top of the hip to the armpits. You're really lengthening through the sides. After your 3rd breath out, we'll come up, step or hop. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze through the front body. And we'll come back through chair. Exhale, stand. Good, all right. So just to open the hips a little bit, let's get into warrior 2. We'll step your right leg back, left leg up. And just bend and straighten your front knee. Starting to oil up those hips a little bit, reach through the back arm. Good, we're gonna draw those shoulder blades onto the back. Right hand to outer right leg. Let's take our reverse warrior. You can look up or back at your back heel. Good, we'll come back into warrior 2. We're gonna windmill down, downward dog, or take another full vinyasa if you're working on that core and upper body strength. If you're taking your down dog, really feel that triangle. The tailbone is the very peak. And we're gonna change sides. Right leg's gonna come up. Spin that left foot down. Windmill up into your warrior 2. And again, just bend and straighten that front knee. Checking out that the knee's not swinging in. Shoulders right over the hips. And we'll take our reverse. Left hand to outer left leg. Good. Stretching under that shoulder blade. One more breath. Really bend that front knee. We'll inhale back through 2. Windmill down again. Taking a vinyasa or downward dog. And then we're all going to take a little break here to release your back. Any child's pose that would feel good. I'm going to choose the extended version just to get another inner hip stretch here. So soften your back and shoulders. Good, and then we'll take our time. Inhale, come back up just into table. And we're gonna take our thread the needle to warm up the shoulders a little bit more. Let's take the right arm up, open your chest, exhale, thread the needle. And really reach through that bottom arm, peek under the top arm, or bring your hand to your low back. And get into a nice upper body twist here. So hips stay high. We're wedging down, one more breath. Bring the left hand back to the mat. We'll bring our body up. Reopen the arm. So imagine you have wings here, pressing down with that left hand. Exhale, release. And just move around, releasing the shoulders. Good, and we'll take our other side. Breathing in, open your chest. Exhale. And just taking any version that feels good on your neck, where you're squeezing right around under the shoulder blades, upper back bend feeling here. Good, and then we'll bring our Right hand back to the mat. Inhale back through your table and open. Nice. And we'll exhale, release. Good. And just feel the difference, a little juicier in the upper body. So before we head into our standing twists here and triangles, let's open up the hips. Right leg's going to come up. Heel toe your right leg open and just take any version of lizard that would feel good for you. So you could be on the back knee or straighten that back leg, but really breathe into those inner hips. Yeah, you could take a twist here by pressing that right thigh back. Good. And then when you're ready to transition, lift that pelvic floor up, come back onto your hands. Let's heel toe the leg in. We'll press through that ball of the back foot and take a bigger twist here. Right arm forward and up. Good. And let's change legs through downward dog. So this time you can move through table if you need to. Left leg's going to come up. Heel toe that leg wide into your favorite lizard. It could be strong through the back leg, lowering the hips, or add a twist. Good. And then this time we're going to come back onto your hands into that higher lunge. Plug in that back foot. And I know you've got the front view here. It's hard to see. So this is the left arm coming up. Squeeze those inner thighs together and open. And we'll exhale. Let's step your back foot up and just take a few breaths in ragdoll pose, releasing any tightness from that last twist. So really important to breathe out a lot in these twists. Good. From here, let's heel toe the feet all the way together. We're going to come back up through Utkatasana. Exhale, left elbow to right knee, outer knee or thigh. Press the palms and just enjoy a rotated chair pose. Strong energy through those inner thighs. Exhale, release, Uttanasana. Good, we'll take our other side when you're ready. So squeeze the inner thighs, inhale, lift. Get lots of length so you have room to get that right elbow to left outer thigh. Press. Try to widen the collarbones, maybe floating the arms open. Trying to reach both hips back. And we'll exhale, Uttanasana. Take any movement here that feels good. Nice. And then we'll take your time, rounding or sweeping out and up, whatever feels good on your back. All right, so it's triangle time. If you want, and you have an available wall space or door, you can back yourself up to the wall. I'm going to choose the wall version so I can really lean back and open into triangle. So if you have a block, you would put the block between the wall and your right foot. And we're going to start in Warrior Two. So just take your time, bending and straightening that front knee. You can stay right in the center of the room too. Good. And then when you're ready, we'll start to move out into our Trikonasana by hinging the hips back towards that left heel. Right hand comes to the floor, the big toe or your block. Lift up through that left arm. And just see if you can open the collarbones. Looking up or down. Try not to go to sleep here in that right quad. Really pull the kneecap up 2 more breaths. Feeling those wings broad on your back, super strong legs. You might even press the balls of the feet down, pick up the toes. Good, and we'll bend that front knee. Inhale, come back up through your warrior 2. Good, and we'll change sides. So I'm not gonna move away from the wall. Snuggling that block in if that's useful for you. Coming into your warrior 2. So your legs are about a leg's length apart in Trikonasana. And then when you're ready, straighten that front knee, hinge those hips. Reach out over that left side, coming into your triangle. Good, strong legs. Maybe try that trick of picking up the toes, pressing through the balls of the feet. Opening that heart center. Good, and then when you're ready to come up, we'll bend the front knee, come back into your warrior 2. Turn both toes forward. We're gonna take a break here. Prasarita Padottanasana. We'll lift up. Exhale, hinge, reach for the mat, and walk yourself through those legs. Good, so feeling even on both sides of the back. Strong core, 1 more breath. We'll inhale, extend your spine, walk your hands forward, and we'll take our twist here. So right hand is gonna come under your nose, inhale up through the left. Just 1 breath, exhale, release. Second side. So lower body's in that forward bend, taking the twist around your middle back. Good, keep reaching both hips back. Exhale, release. Nice, and let's do 1 more. Any version of your prasarita. You could hold the toes, take a shoulder opener. Ever feels good. Nice, and then to come up, we're gonna bend the knees. Slowly curl up. Good, okay, so let's walk the feet together. Just take an easy twist. Okay, so I'm gonna sneak 1 balance in because some of us might float out into our rotated half moon from our rotated triangle. So let's just get our balance here. We'll take your right heel up and just come into stork. And I was teaching this one last night. Really activate that outer, your IT band here. We're gonna bring left hand to outer right thigh, and I'll give you a side view here. Press the 2 together to open. Other hand can come to the lower back or reach behind you. And we're gonna press your hand into your thigh, thigh into your hand. Maybe look over that back thumb. Good, and then get taller. We'll come back to the front. Release that leg. Shake everything out. Second side. Getting grounded through the right foot, we'll lift up the left knee, right hand to outer thigh, kind of that same spot you were in your rotated chair. Press the 2 together. Opening that low back, other hand comes behind you. You can look over the back shoulder. Or just press into that lower back. Last breath. Good. Exhale, come back to the center, getting taller. Shake everything out. Nice. So I'm gonna set up at the wall and then I'll do the front view again for our rotated triangle. Very technical pose, lots of alignment points here. We're gonna focus on keeping that space on both sides of the waist and the lower back. So if you're using a block in the wall, take your block again between the wall and the right foot. But for this one, we're gonna set up in warrior 1. So left leg's gonna step back, bend the front knee, and let's float the arms up. Warrior 1, find that lift off both hips. From here, we're gonna spiral and open, right arm over that back left leg. And then we'll straighten the front knee. Exhale, reach forward. Maybe for your block, maybe you put the block inside your front foot. Top arm, if you're using the wall, can press. We'll look up. And then you're trying to draw that outer right hip back. Good. Friends that want to try the balance, bend that front knee. Start to reach forward over the front right leg. So you're squeezing the inner thighs together. In your rotated triangle or rotated half moon, maybe coming away from the wall, testing the balance. And then we'll all come out of the pose by bending that front knee. Inhale, reach through the left side to come up. Good, and we'll release, change sides. So let's do one more and then I'll take it in the front view. So you're taking your block between the wall and your left foot on this side. Step your right leg back into warrior one. And we'll lift up. Start to spiral and open. And we'll straighten that front knee, reach forward. Keep pulling that outer left hip back into your twist. Good, so looking down is easier. Make sure you're not jamming into the back of that front knee. Maybe trying on the balance. Moving forward. Active inner thighs. Press into the wall. Moving into Pavrita Ardha Chandrasana, or just taking a few deep breaths in our rotated triangle. Maybe coming away from the wall, looking up. When you're ready, we'll bring that right heel to the mat. Bend the left knee. Good, and let's inhale, come on up. Yes, okay. So lots of energy in the back. Take any ragdoll pose that would feel good. Because we're just gonna do our rotated triangle one more time. We'll curl your spine up. Good. Shake everything out. I'm gonna reline myself up here forward. So, and I know we don't have our cameras or mics on, but any questions about rotated triangle or rotated half moon pose? Some little message came up there. I don't know what that means. Okay. Okay. So we're just going for our one more round here, coming away from the wall. Let's take our right leg up, left leg back. Gonna be in your mirror image here. We'll lift back up into our warrior one, because we want to use that internal rotation of that back leg to open the low back. Take your twist, straighten that front leg, moving into your last rotated triangle of the class. So really using those oblique abdominal muscles to turn, maybe looking up, testing the balance, breathing out. Send energy down through that back left heel. And then to come out, we'll bend the knee. Inhale, reach through that left side. Good. Yeah, feeling the legs. Let's step up. Second side. So the block really helps lift you up and keep that length in the other side. Right leg back. Warrior one. And we'll turn using those abs of steel. Straighten the front leg. Reach the outer left hip back on this side. Coming into your version. Top hand could be at the sacrum too. Good. So keeping space in the chest. Maybe seeing that top thumb. One more breath. You can always bend that front knee to help you stabilize. And then we'll inhale, come on up. Good stuff. Let's release. Yes, shake everything out. hands, legs, ego, face. And let's just take a half sun salute to come down to the mat for our lunar phase. Breathing in, let that heat go as you exhale. Inhale halfway up. We're just gonna step right back into downward dog. Good, so feeling symmetrical. Since we're warm, let's take the right leg up, one-legged dog, open your hip. Bend both knees, let that foot hang behind you or step back into wild thing. Beautiful, and we'll look down, shoot that leg back up. Second side. Left leg sweeps up, open the hip, bend one or both knees. And you can just let the foot hang or step back. Opening the back bend. Good. Shoot back up. Nice tapas today. Let's lower. Child's pose. And we'll take the arms back by your feet. Let everything turn inward and soften. You could rock a little side to side. But pretty intense class for your back today, so use this pose to release. Let those hips sink down. Good. And then we'll bring your hands under your shoulders. Let's just slowly curl up. Just for a moment, sit on those heels. Roll your shoulders up, back and down. Okay, I know I'm working the back a lot today, but while we're warm, and it's such a warm day out, let's think about camel. We're gonna use a block, if you have one, to squeeze in between your inner thighs. So coming up, you might just tilt and get a nice stretch in the quads or tuck the toes under to make it easier. But let's just see if we can reach back for one heel. One side at a time. Or if you're ready to go for it, we won't be here too long because we're moving right along here. Reaching for both. Lifting your chest open. Good, Ustrasana, and we'll rock forward. Inhale, come back up. Excellent, take your block away and just take some movement in table. Beautiful. And we'll segue however you'd like into sitting on the hips for Janu Shirshasana. So let's straighten our left leg. I think we might have to pull that down a little bit. I can't see. And then come into our head to knee pose. You could use a block. You could sit on your block. Good. And we'll go ahead. There we go. Inhale, lengthen. Thank you. Exhale, fold. And definitely take your time stretching through both sides of the waist. You could use your mat like a strap here. You have something to pull on. Noticing where you might feel some twinges or maybe some need for more length in that lower back. Use your next exhale to deepen. Beautiful. And then we'll release. Inhale, lengthen to come up. Let's pick up the knee for one more twist. So hugging that heel in, we'll wrap. Bring your other hand behind you to press the floor down, lift up, and spiral. Good, and we'll exhale, ribs, shoulders, head. Let's take our open twist today. Right arm inside that right knee, press the two together, looking over the left shoulder. We're trying to keep that hip down into the mat. Good, and we'll release. Since we're here, Let's turn the arm inward, hug your upper arm into your shin. See if you can take the bind. Reaching behind you today. Nice forward fold, head to knee. Good. Last breath out. We'll inhale, lengthen to come up. Undo. We'll shake out. I think we got another message on this. Thank you. Second side. So coming into your A, using a prop if you need. And we'll exhale, forward bend. See that square in the middle? Looks like it has info. Okay, I don't have my glasses on. When something changes, I'll let you know. Breathing out. And using all these seated forward folds to undo any pinching in the back from your twists. Good. And then we'll slowly inhale, lengthen up. Pick up your knee. Opposite hand to outer thigh. Really hug that leg in. And take your twist. Looking over the back shoulder, breathing out. Good. And we'll release. Come back to the center for our open twist. So pressing that knee into the outer arm. Good. And then we'll release, ribs, shoulders, head. Reaching forward, turn that arm inward, wrap. Maybe catching your hand or your shirt behind you, head to knee. Just 2 breaths. Good. And lengthen yourself up. Good, and let's shake out that leg. We're gonna kind of go quicker, so I'm on time here through these last couple poses. So Pashimo Tanasana, releasing the back, feel symmetrical. Good, and then we're gonna start to inhale, lengthen up so you can curl down. Using your core, really scoop that tailbone long down between your heels. When you get down there, reach your arms overhead, pull your body long, like you're doing an imaginary handstand. Good, and then we'll lower the arms. We're gonna hug your knees in and just take, I think we're good, some gentle rocks. If your back is talking to you, use your block in between your knees to make space for your lower back. Let's exhale, legs to the right, just for an easy twist. Arms opening out from the shoulders. Let that exhale melt through that outer left hip and lower back. Good, and then we'll use your next breath out, hug your knees in, and let them lower to your left. Just using the weight of the legs to get nice and deep here. Good. Letting go of what you no longer need or want, making space for what you do. And we'll use the exhale, hug your knees back in. Let's come into happy baby or a half straddle. I'm feeling grateful for what you can do, those healthy hips, strong legs and back. Good, and let's bring the soles of the feet together in the air. Loop your hands around your outer feet. Press your feet together and inner thighs forward. We're pulling the shoulders down. Press your back into the floor. One more breath. Good. And we'll release. Keep a hold of that right foot. left foot to the mat or all the way down. We're going to open the leg to your right. Just take a few breaths in the hamstring stretch, feeling that triangle energy. Use your inner thigh, lift the leg back up. We'll switch hands, thumb to outer right hip, pull the hip forward and take your IT band stretch. So I'm trying to keep my hips on the mat. One more breath. And then lower into your twist. And just notice what's going on for you in your lower back. Reaching through that right arm. One more big breath out. Good. We'll come back up with the leg. For your core strength, we're going to keep that leg there. Reach both arms overhead and slowly lower your leg. And just take both legs in and out, arms down by your side. We're going to do that whole flow on the other side. So let's bend your knees. Hug the left leg into that half happy baby. Maybe keep this leg bent if you need that. Scoop under with the hips or straighten it all the way flat. And we'll take your leg out to the left side. Gentle hamstring and inner hip stretch. 3 breaths. Good. And when you feel ready, use your exhale to lift the leg back up. We'll switch hands. Left thumb to outer left hip. Cross your leg. Feeling into that outer hip. Sometimes lowering the leg gives you a better IT band stretch. Then we'll let the leg float to the floor. Taking your twist. Breathing out a lot. Beautiful. And we'll use our exhale to come back up. Arms overhead. We're going to float that left leg down. If your neck is happy, keep your arms overhead. We're going to just do one rolling bridge before our Shavasana. If not, go ahead and bring the arms down. But we'll bend the knees. Try to keep the glutes as easy as you can. Using the hamstrings and back muscles, we'll press the feet down to lift up into Setu Bandhasana. Knees reaching straight forward out of the hips. Let's lift the heels up and then slowly come down. Resting your neck. Maybe taking Baddha Konasana or right into Shavasana. And if your back is talking to you, you could take legs up on your wall, your couch, or your bed, and just start to settle. Feeling your body symmetrical and at ease. Visualize those 7 energy centers glowing brightly. Red at the tailbone. Feel safe. Orange at your abdomen. Feel free. Yellow in between your ribs. Feel strong. Green at your chest. Feel open-hearted. Blue at your neck. Feel clear and expressive. Indigo at the forehead. Feel wise. And purple at the crown. Feel connected to your spirit. Feel free to stay as long as you'd like in Shavasana. Om Mani Padme Hum. Compassion to all sentient beings. Shanti. Peace. Namaste.